besties, and welcome back to another video. So we're starting the vlog off at my mum's house this week, which is why, you know, we're in my childhood bedroom. And this week we are on our 5th heat wave of this summer. It is awful. It is currently 27 degrees. It's going up to like 35 at some point this week. I am not ready for it at all. And I thought, what do I want to read this week? Do I want to read beachy reads? No, I want to pretend it's not summer anymore. I want autumn vibes. I want spooky season vibes. So we're only going to read vampire books for a week, which I am very excited about. And I'm going to read 3 books, 1 digitally, 1 physically, and 1 on audio. So the first book that I'm going to read this week, I have actually got to 56% of, and it is Love at First Bite. This is the story of Lucy, who is a journalist, and she is covering Whitby's Goth Weekend, which happens yearly. And this is also a real event, by the way, in case you want to look it up, or maybe you want to go on here as wow. And I'm really enjoying the setting of Whitby. I haven't been since I was, I think, like 10. It's really making me want to go back though. And then we also have Bram, who is a vampire. He's quite a new vampire in the eyes of like the other vampires. He's almost like a baby one because he's only been a vampire for 9 years, and so he's still trying to figure his vampirism out. And he runs a bar called Bitten, which is a Dracula themed bar, and that's just so cool. And I'm wondering if there is a Dracula themed bar in Whitby. I'm going to have to look that up. It is a very fast burn romance, by the way. They do fall for each other quite quickly, but I am having a lot of fun reading it so far. And it's also kind of a different take on vampires as well. So like when he goes out in the sun, he doesn't like, you know, burn immediately, but he gets like red boils on his skin and has to take an antihistamine. And I've just never thought about vampires having to take an antihistamine before. And he has like Factor 500 sun cream, and he also eats strawberry and cream fudge. So I'm enjoying that. Then the second book of the week I'm reading, this was a gifted book, by the way, so I will put that on the screen, and it is Darkest Impulses. I was gifted this by the author Adriana. This is a romantasy. I think it's like a dark romantasy, so, or darker romantasy anyway. So, you know, I've got my light romance book, then I've got like a darker book as well. I cannot wait to get started on this one. It comes out the 1st of September, by the way. And then on audio, I am going to read Bound by Ali Hazelwood. I read Unbound last year and I really enjoyed that one. And also this book's only 5 hours, so we could pretty much definitely get that done within a week. And so, shall we pretend the heatwave's not happening and go and read some vampire books? So I know I said this was a light read, and it is a light read, but some very emotional stuff happens as well. I'm not going to give spoilers in this video, but yeah, why do I want to cry right now? I'm really enjoying these two as a pair, by the way. I can't really tell how the story is going to wrap up. Like, I mean, you pretty much know for a romance that they're going to end up together, but I can't really tell where the plot is going next. Also, is it a spoiler to say there's a plot twist in this book? But it was very downplayed. Like, it seemed like something that was going to be like a really big reveal, but it's just very casually mentioned, and then it's not been mentioned since. I imagine they're going to like talk about that again soon though, because I really need to know what has happened there. Also, it is ridiculously hot. If you are someone who also has sensory issues and you have advice on how to survive a heatwave, please let me know, because I've tried a neck fan and the sensory overload was horrifying. Like, all I could hear was like the wind in my ears. I couldn't focus. It made me feel dizzy. Please send help. Not the best angle, but we're going with it. So last night I finished Love at First Bite, and overall I gave it a 3.5 stars. So I did enjoy it, but towards the end just fell a little bit flat for me. Like, it felt like there was this really big reveal coming, and then that was just kind of casually brought into conversation and like never mentioned again. So I thought there was going to be like, I don't know, a big bad at the end. Just some more action, some more reactions from characters as well. But overall, do you know what? It was just a very cute read. I would have liked some more vampire stuff in it though, because maybe not enough vampire stuff for me. but like a pretty easy read if you want a vampire rom-com. And then I started listening to the audiobook Unbound by Ali Hazelwood, and I've never seen this with an audiobook before, but on some of the chapters there's illustrations. I'm going to put one up here, and there's just illustrations randomly throughout this audiobook, and you don't know when they're coming either, so I keep like tapping on my phone to check if an illustration is coming up. Yeah, I haven't heard of something like this on an audiobook before, so please let me know if you know any audiobooks which come with illustrations too. I just think that is a cool touch going on, and I think I'm about an hour and a half into this audiobook so far. I'm going to say Bound so far is my favourite, but we haven't got to the end of Unbound yet, so I don't know. Also, I've potentially found another vampire book to add to this reading vlog. So I found this at the library that I worked at the other day. First of all, Red Sprayed Edges, and this came before Dracula. This came 26 years before Dracula, and I think that Dracula was written in the 1800s. I'll put the date up here, and then I'll also put up the date that Carmilla was published as well. And apparently it's a sapphic book, which is very cool. So it's also quite short, so I think that we can get to this book as well. The vampire reading is going pretty well. We've finished one book already. I haven't got very long of Unbound left. I've got about 3.5 hours left of that, I think. And then I am also reading this book here. I've literally just started it though. Like, I was only 5 pages in and then I had to go to work. So let's get some more vampire reading done. Also, this is unrelated to vampire books and this reading vlog, but I thought that you might like seeing it because I went to Tesco today and they had the viral book pajamas. These have been all over TikTok at the moment, and look how cute that is. I feel like I could wear that as an everyday t-shirt though, and not just pajamas. I've also got these pajama bottoms, and they say book club on. So cute. Another pair of pajama bottoms that also say book club on. I really like these colours together as well. I don't know if this is like a brown or a burgundy on the light blue, but very nice. And I got this one, and it says in my reading era, and again I think I could wear this as just a regular top with like a pair of jeans. It's just really cute. Also, I can't wait for when I actually have to wear long sleeve again. It's gonna be great. Good morning, book besties. It's going to be 32 degrees today. I'm not prepared. I've already wet my hair, got the braids in, so hopefully that'll keep me cool. And I'm just going to live in front of a fan all day. So, I finished Unbound. I gave it a 3 star. I'm not having much luck so far. We've had a 3.5 star and a 3 star. I really wanted to love it because I really enjoy Ali Hazelwood's work. I just couldn't connect with the characters in this one at all. It just felt a little bit too disjointed when we were having like flashbacks and then like present day. It was alright. It was alright, but I enjoyed Unbound. Wait, which one's which? I enjoyed Bound more. I think that's the right one. And it was cool to see the characters return from that book into this story to just, yeah, I wanted to like it more. It's not the end of the world. And I have started Carmilla. I'm not very far into that one. I'm only about 20 pages into it. And because I've only got 3 hours left on my Spotify audiobooks, like numbers, I don't know whether to listen to that partly as an audiobook while I'm doing things throughout the day. Also, strangely, it's like the universe knows I'm just reading vampire books at the moment because this popped into my borrow box this morning. I forgot I reserved it months ago. I reserved this absolutely ages ago now. So I thought I could listen to Carmilla and then start listening to this one as well. And then Darkest Impulses, I'm 60 pages in, having a great time so far. If you do read any of these books, please do check the trigger warnings in them. Let's read some more and try and survive this heat wave. first of all, sorry the lighting's bad. It's because the curtains are closed because Heatwave. I've said Heatwave like a million times in this book. Currently reading Carmilla. I'm going to put a trigger warning for what I'm going to speak about up here, because it's described in an interesting way, and I don't know if this is an 1800s thing or just a Carmilla thing. So when somebody has passed away, the sentence is, till yesterday, when she expired. Expired? Was that a common saying in the 1800s when someone passed? Surely not. Imagine if we said that today. I was just like, what? She expired? Yeah. Is that a spoiler? I don't think you give spoilers for like an over 100-year-old book, right? Because this is from the 1870s, like the late 1870s. So I don't think that's a spoiler. Carmilla is wild though. I don't know if it means to be wild or if that's just kind of modern day standards of wildness. So Laura, who is like the main character in this book, it's from her point of view, first met Carmilla because Carmilla was with her mother, or who we presume is her mother. I'm not sure if they are related yet, I'm not far enough in. Their carriage crashes and Carmilla is injured, and the mother's like, I'm gonna have to leave her. I'm gonna have to leave my daughter in a nearby village because I've got to get somewhere urgently and I'll come and collect her in 3 months. And then Laura's dad is like, oh, she can come and stay with us. And the mom's just like, yeah, cool. But by the way, she's not going to say anything about herself. You don't get to learn anything about us. And they're just like, yeah, sure. That's fine. That can't have been a regular occurrence in the 1800s, surely. First of all, do you not think she was more worried about her daughter? Like, just abandons her. It's like, I'll come collect her in 3 months. Yeah, just look after her, stranger who I've never met before and don't know anything about, and you can know nothing of my life story. That's so strange. Yeah. Wild. Because this book is over 100 years old, I think I can pretty safely talk about it, right? So we're going to talk about Carmilla with some spoilers. And if for whatever reason you do not want to hear these spoilers, you know, you might want to read it in the future, please do skip along to the end. If you want to stick around, let's talk about Carmilla. I don't know how anybody could say this book wasn't a sapphic book. This is a very queer book. So, for example, Laura has... I think she's found a portrait of Carmilla. I'm not going to lie, some of the olden time language... it's kind of going over my head. It's taking longer to process it all. So she has a portrait of Carmilla and she's saying how beautiful it is and that she wants to hang it in her room. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not hanging a portrait of my bestie on the wall. You know? These two, I think are they in love? I think at this point they're more like infatuated with each other. For anybody in the past who argued this was not a queer book, this is a very queer book. Let's read some more. So I finished Carmilla and it reminded me just of why I love gothic novels so much. I really don't read enough of them, but every time I do I have a great time. I gave this one 4-star. It wasn't a 5-star just because the ending felt very rushed. It's one of those that, you know, I would have liked to be a little bit longer, but yeah, it gave spooky vibes, and this is definitely a sapphic book. If you've read this book, please let me know your thoughts on it as well. And then I am, let's see how many pages I am on page 119 of Darkest Impulses. Again, having a great time, but I know I'm not going to finish this in time for the end of this vlog, so I will update you on this one in another video. But yeah, I've had a really fun time just reading lots of vampire books. It's changed on Fable. You know, they have like the reader summaries of what type of reader you are. Mine now says that I'm like a paranormal, spooky romance reader, so that's fun because, yeah, different to what it usually says on there, where it says like, you know, oh, you love light romances. But yes, I'm going to read more of this one today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed all the vampire reads, and If you are in this heatwave at the moment, I hope that you are doing well, and hopefully it goes away very soon. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you next week. Bye!